Hello you, welcome to Geekism. I tell you what, the Frontier devs like to keep us on our toes. I just loaded the game up, ready to start working on the next part of the Let's Build series. We're going to fill in this little gap here with something, and it started updating, and it pointed out to me that there was a new ride, the Pathos III. There you go, that's what it showed me. So I had a little look into it. Turns out it's very much like a tango in real life. It's a flat ride, and it's pretty crazy, and it looks fantastic. I'll quickly show you now. So this update has come absolutely out of the blue. They announced it today, released it an hour or two later. It's a ride, and mostly just bug fixes and stuff, a few little add-ons that we'll go through in a moment. The main part here, the star of the show being this awesome new flat ride. Again, it's very much themed like the other recent flat rides we've had, which is sort of very bright, lots of neons and stuff. But we'll just quickly pop it into here to show you. Put that down and give it a test, and you'll see this thing get going. It's pretty intense. I think I've ridden something like this. It definitely rings a bell. If it wasn't this, it was definitely similar. So it raises up. It's another spinny one, but I'm okay. I think the action is good enough. It's not just things spinning on the ground, you know. It's got a lot of movement to it, a lot of height as well. Comes right up, does this absolutely crazy sort of shape here, and then I think when it gets to the top, it actually stops and goes back the other way. Let's have a quick look. It's pretty intense, isn't it? Oh, it turns around that way as well. Fantastic. I don't know if there's any music on it. Let's have a look. Where's music? Customizes it. No music. So let's have a look. Nothing's jumping out at me. I would imagine there is like a techno-y one. Electronic. There we go. I don't believe any of those are new. I don't believe any of those are new. So that's fine though, because I don't normally like the music on them anyway, to be honest. But yeah, look at that, fantastic. So that's the main thing. Well, regarding content anyway, one of the most interesting, I personally think, one of the most interesting features they've added is, let's for instance put that down again. So sorry about that. I had to double check that it works. One of the other cool new features then is the ability to disable terrain. So if we go to put down terrain collision, that is, sorry. So if we go to put down and ride here, but we want it a little bit lower. Say I want it there. At the moment, what happens is that the train will find its way around it, and it still will, because it needs this flat surface here for basically, I assume, for the guest AI to be able to get in on and off the ride. But what you can do now in settings, if you jump into the settings real quick, where you've got your other collisions, you now have disabled terrain collision. And what terrain collision will do when it's disabled is allow you to place terrain in places you couldn't before. So, for instance, I mean, obviously you still can't build it here because, you know, they need the AI. But what you can do is build it right over here, to the point where I imagine the ride will go through it. And also here, look, we can build it up and through the train there as well. It's not a problem. It just goes straight through. And let's just test this again. Show you that it's still fully operational. Speed it up. See, it comes up and just ignores the terrain, basically. So, I mean, obviously that's a really crude example, but I think this, once again, just opens up more possibilities, much like Disable Collision did on the scenery, just more possibilities for cool things to do. You know, dropping rides underground and then digging them out will be a lot easier now, things like that. So that's a really nice feature. There's a couple of other bits as well. We'll quickly show you those. Over here, we had a few signs fixed. So in the original, the sign looked like this, and then they made it look like this. Now they've put them both in as separate things. So there's this one here, Pirate Village with Earby Pirates, but this one is still editable. And the same with the little one there. You can, you know, put what you like on it. Okay. Also, signage-wise, we've got the new security one. I say the new security, the old security. Back in, basically, the anti-litter signs. These were in the alpha, and then were removed when it was announced that security guards weren't going to be in the main game. And their security guards are back. We have the signs back, so it's really, really good. Also, the blueprint for the Go-Karts that won the competition that the Planet Coaster ran. This is absolutely fantastic. Look at this. It looks like you know what, I'll be honest with you, it looks like the end of Mario Kart 64. That's what it looks like. It's absolutely stunning, really nicely done. And also, I think it fits really well with Planet Coaster blueprints. A lot of the ones I saw were a little over the top, and really you want stuff that you know, most PCs will be able to handle and people can just drop it in and work with it. I think it does the job perfectly. I think it's a really, really nice blueprint. It was made by TrickyPlaysGames, and it's called Princess Amelie's Castle Karts. Really, really nice. So that's now in under track rides and blueprints. You pop it down there, and there it is. That's pretty much it. A couple of little fixes. A few of the names were spelt wrong. General stability fixes and all that sort of thing. But overall, I think that's a really good little update, considering it's free as well. Here's something that's very interesting, though. In a couple of weeks, Planet Coaster and the Frontier team, they're going to be at E3 in Los Angeles. They're going to be there on June 13th and the 14th. On that Wednesday, they're hosting a special live stream. They're going to recap everything that's been announced at E3. And they're going to be showing some new content making its way to Planet Coaster in the next major updates. We've only had 1.2 for what feels like about a month, if that. And they're already planning and showing us the next update. It's untrue, and it just makes me want to get back in here and do stuff. So, talking of doing stuff, I was going to build a restaurant here. This was going to be a restaurant. I'm now going to move the restaurant over to here, I think. So we've got a bit of a view of the log flume coming in. And the next Let's Build is going to be, I'm going to decorate this ride. I'm going to leave it there. It's not very piratey, but we're going to make it piratey. We're going to change the colours of it a bit. We're going to use the no collision to maybe box in a lot of this sort of spacing here. And yeah, I think it just fits nicely there. Queue might be a little tricky. You might have to queue under the train station, but I think that could work. Under the train tracks even, that could work. So yeah, check it out. Later this week, there'll be a Let's Build of me decorating this ride. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have, give us a like. It really does help out the channel. If you're not already, don't forget to subscribe. Any thoughts, queries, or suggestions, pop them down in the comments. And if you fancy a chat, you can find me on Twitter. I'm at John T. Sparrow. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.